I'm Jen, your local New York City guide, and today we are at whatever the heck this is. I don't know what to call it, but I do have a favorite name actually. Keep watching to the end for what locals are actually calling it and what I think it should really be called. It's really funny, you're gonna wanna stick around. But in the meantime, they have temporarily named it The Vessel. This is in Hudson Yards, and it is a brand new neighborhood. It technically already existed here on the island of Manhattan, but it used to be just sort of an abandoned sort of place where they put all the trains. They built on top of it. This is now Hudson Yards. There are residential buildings, office buildings, a huge mall with a ton of great food, shopping options if you are super rich. So just keep in mind, it's like Cartier. It's a very high level mall, but it's kind of a fun new space. And we have this new structure, which some say is like the Eiffel Tower. I do think that it's nothing like the Eiffel Tower, except for one thing. I think when that was compared to the Eiffel Tower, they were referring to maybe the stairs. You climb a bunch of stairs, you get a beautiful view. Or maybe it's because it's a metal structure. But really, I think the true comparison comes when, if you know the history of the Eiffel Tower, it was built for the World's Fair and it was meant to be temporary. And then everyone hated it. They thought this structure was ugly and they should get rid of it. And I'm not saying that this is, but I'm not saying it's the most beautiful structure I've ever seen. It's not something that you think in a skyline, ooh, I wish this was in that skyline. But I do think that it will grow on us. I think that our first impression and my first impression when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's it? I will show you my footage of coming out of the subway and you can make your own judgments and tell me what you think. But I must say the first impression is not impressive. It's not great. Maybe it's because it's super early in the morning and the light isn't hitting it. I do think that if I come later at night when it's super crowded and maybe at sunset, the light will hit it in a much better way because the sun sets on this side and there's no buildings over here. But I gotta say, it's not a great first impression. And we will see. I think that the guys that I was talking to who are, you know, holding it down and waiting for the ticket booth to officially open, they were super nice and they told me a lot of information. They did say that it's something that, you know, only time will tell if this is successful, if this is something that will stay around for many, many years. Who knows? It is up to us to figure out if we like it. So tell me down below what your thoughts are on this thing they call the Vessel, and keep watching for my tour, walk around it, and then at the end, what I think it should be called. So good. It's such a good name. You're gonna want to keep watching. I promise you. I promise you that. Thanks so much for watching this tour and walk around the vessel, listening to all the information. And as I promised, I told you all the names people are calling it and my favorite. So a lot of people are calling it spaceship, stairway to nowhere, stairway to heaven. Some people, I think the best accurate description is honeycomb or beehive, because it kind of does look like a honeycomb or a beehive. But I have to say, my favorite name ever from Eater was, wait for it, drum roll. It is the new shawarma. I absolutely love this name because it does look like a shawarma. And you know, big thing of hot meat, people, New Yorkers love that. So I think that's what it should be called. If you agree, comment down below or tell me what name you think it should be called. Don't forget to subscribe, and I have a ton more videos all around New York from a local's perspective. As always, say yes to new adventures, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Woo! Cue the helicopters and all the noise, because we're in New York. So hard to film things. I also like to do bloopers if you're new here. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's kind of cold and I'm pretending it's not cold, so that's why I'm moving my arms a lot. Some call it dancing, I call it crazy. Okay, I guess I should stop recording now.